We are preparing our winter garden here in Corsica and Moriani. We got some compost delivered today, which is great. This is organic compost we're going to use, and we're going to need that to basically prepare the beds for the vegetables. Here we basically use a technique that's called market gardening. So basically you add a lot of organic matter. Often this is compost, but it could also be manure. Here we chose to add some compost, more or less 10 to 12 centimeters, which is enough to prevent most of the weeds and the weed seeds that are in the natural soil underneath it to come up. And so here we cleaned this entire terrace where we had a lot of beans and onions and potatoes earlier on this year. And now we're gonna plant a lot of winter vegetables, which I'm gonna show you there in the greenhouse. So we're gonna plant a lot of cabbages, a lot of beets, a lot of onions, garlic, leeks maybe, fennel. So yeah, lots of different choices here. We're also gonna do the same thing here in the greenhouse. And here we already planted some cabbages, Romanesco, and over here we have more or less prepared the ground. So we removed most of the weeds, and yeah, here there's still some weeds. We should definitely remove them first before adding the compost. But yeah, it's going very well, and the tree lines are growing well. Like here we see a lot of young growth from the lemon tree. I'm gonna show you some of our nice exotic species, because we have planted sweet potatoes and turmeric or curcuma, as well as ginger, just to try, not a lot. But over here we have some pretty looking turmeric plants. I haven't looked yet, so I don't know if there's any roots, any rhizomes to harvest, but maybe we'll see. We let them grow as long as possible, so until the end of October. And over here we have our sweet potato patch, and they are actually doing very well. I harvested some of them, and they are beautiful big tubers. Really excited to start selling them. So yeah, as you can see, the tree lines, they start to take shape. We can clearly see basically most of the fruit trees. Like, to give you an example of this row, let me just give you one example. So this is a tree line that we planted on a mound next to a swale. So let's start over here. Here we have, I actually don't even know what kind of citrus this is. Let me have a look. This guy is a kumquat, very nice fruit, and it's growing pretty well. Next to it we have elephant grass for the biomass. Next year we're gonna coppice it. Then we have some Polonia trees. They will be 4 meters tall next year at the end of the season. This is pretty cool. This is goji berry. I've never had goji berry before, and it actually has very pretty flowers. As you can see, it attracts a lot of bumblebees and other insects. We yet have to taste the first berries, but let's wait. I have 4 of them here, I think. Yeah, 4 goji berries. Then we have avocado tree, which is suffering, but I think it will be alright. It has suffered a lot, and during the last 2 weeks it started to do a little bit better. Polonia, Goya, Goya I think we say in English. Goya, which gives also very nice berries. Polonia, a very nice avocado tree. This one is doing great. As you can see, we recently mulched, which is with a lot of corn stalks that we grew this year. This guy is tagazaste. It's a nitrogen fixing shrub, which is also used basically for the biomass. Polonia. And here we have a Szechuan pepper tree with big thorns, but this produces a lot of nice edible peppers basically. Elephant grass, citrus, which is suffering a lot. And Polonia, another citrus, also not doing that well. And that's actually why we add all this organic matter, because as this organic matter is decomposed, it becomes rich or fertile soil, which will improve the living conditions too, and the welfare, the well-being, I should say, of those trees. Here we planted a small avocado by seed, which is growing pretty quickly. This guy, how is it called? Sea berry, I think, in English, which is very acidic, but very rich in vitamin C. You can turn this into juices. For example, you can mix it with some sweeter fruits. Polonia with giant leaves. Put this in perspective, they are very, very big. Autumn olive, which is actually one of the crops that's doing one of the best performing crops we have. They have grown very quickly this year. I think next year we will be able to try the first fruits. So, small update in a few weeks' time. Once all the beds are finished, I'm going to give you another update once the plants are planted. And then you'll see how everything has changed.